Hello and welcome, as it is the 9th day of November 2020. It's a Monday. My name is Derek. This is the Money Charts channel. All bets, trades, and of the like within each his own risk and their own reward, which sees the Dow Industrials having a very large, significant update today as it has managed to get up to this previous key level of resistance. But apparently, from what I read on the news, it's because of Joe Biden having been the president-elect and Pfizer having some good news, as they state, within the vaccine measures. That's an interesting take. I'm not going to give you my opinion. I will state that I am a James Corbett fan and respect and understand a lot of the stuff that he talks about. So James Corbett, that's an easy spelling, Corbett. If you're not familiar, he is a Japanese Canadian. I don't know him personally, nor should I. So anyway, I don't want to go over much within these markets, but up day within the stock market is on the 1 minute term time frame. This just gives you the idea. We were at 28,300 and change. The thing just gaps up all the way up to like almost 30,000. 29,861. Now we're at around 29,600. In changing such to the futures, where I can actually now see the gap, this is what it looks like amongst the 1 hour term time frame. The bottom coming roughly around Halloween or the end of October, getting above this trend line. If you draw a line connecting this high, this high, this high, it has managed to get back. It looks like it'd be an area where it may be supporting at this time, but this thing just shot off at 6:46 a.m. as it went sky high. Switching over to metals and gold, and at 6:45 a.m. here, this is when we've seen gold go from 1957 down to now 18 and 2/3, 1866. On the daily term time frame, I was thinking this thing was going to go off too. I was looking at this last night. I was going to make a video even stating that. I would have been wrong on it, of course. But as we can see here, it was getting out above the 18 average of highs. A beautiful pause day on Friday. And then now has just managed to make it down to the bottom end of this range. Therefore, a possibility that we could have, there could be easy retracement. There's going to be at some point where it has sustained time below the 18 average of lows on the weekly term time frame. Will it be now? It could be. Of course, you always got to remember that these wild move situations, especially with the stuff going on, who knows? It could be, and I say that as in these wild moves, whether it be gold, silver, or whatnot, because we've had this long rain and it's had good up move, we can very easily have correctionary moves within the more longer term time frame. And I don't have the quarterly available to me, but even find like the quarterly chart, which would have like the 18 average of like highs and lows at 50. I'm not saying that's where we're going to go. Just those are possibilities the market has the capabilities of doing. But at the same point, if this move that's going on now works out in any type of a failure mechanism, sort of like we just seen on the flip before, failed move, fast move in the opposite direction, I don't know what to expect moving forward. So that's not where you're going to be able to get within this on a time frame by time frame analysis. Like, it still has to do something that can break out this on the 1 minute, so it's not even close to ending today's damage, and it could still go down further. Because getting out above this at 7:30, not so much. A little bit of an attempt and statement here at like 8:58 to 9 o'clock, and then here's a play to break it through, but no, and that was at 9:30. Now a situation here and a statement at 10 o'clock. Oh, maybe we might want to do it. Okay, correctionary phase. No, okay, now as of the exact minute as I'm doing this. Okay, oh, maybe it might have the possibility to start going through, and this is only on the 1 minute because 5 minutes this thing has been just capitulating quite large. Silver in the same camp. It's not the bottom of the range. It's close enough to it, however. Most certainly it was looking to me like this thing was getting ready to go as we see the Thursday-Friday session. How I was able to have a nice Thursday break and then hold on Friday. And when we take a look at this, say on the 5 minute terms, there we have that 6:45. This thing just starts to fall from 25.75 now down to 24 even, and of course it comes right down to this key Fibonacci line. But whatever on that, we'll see. Now that we're at this point, how is it going to hold? I mean, just like the gold, like, okay, 1 minute, what did we do to try to reverse it? A little bit of a failed breakout here, but nothing yet have any sustained rallies since this 6 o'clock fall, which means all of these time frames here are going to have nothing but this like declining motion. 5 minute, 15 minute. Oh my goodness, that thing is just falling harsh. 1 hour term. But when this happens, okay, oh, you watch for the key level. Well, here we are. Now is it going to be that key level? Any of these other ones beforehand, well, certainly were not. And I mean, one of them you could have said, okay, we came from like here at like 2440. Well, it's already went through that as well. And at some point, there's always going to be corrections in all the directions that happen. Like this has been, a lot of this has been choppy sideways action that showed that was breaking out near the end of last week, at least month since October. And here we just see there's been a lot of support down at 23 low change. And that appears extra on this key fib mark, which is what it's hit right at it now. So I'm still looking for this general area as that support part. So if it goes further, yeah, it's still 2340, 2330. Still hasn't broken what the range would be at that point, because if this level doesn't hold, and I'm looking forward to having probably a breakthrough this level, and you know, probably go to a nice pierce below 20 as this line coming in at 2086. If we have a significant leg lower, no, overall within this time frame, you have point A low, point B high. Is it going to be a key high? Maybe. But if this thing does hold this area and it doesn't have much of any sideways reaction or not much more of it, start to break out highs and lows after the fact and be like, oh, nope. It was other than like more shorter term time frame within it. And thus, within such, you have the high of 29 and change. We have this low in here. We pretty much tested it here, and we're in that general spot there. I'd have to think, because of just based on not knowing fundamental news, just looking at, okay, we break this level of resistance. It looks like it was a big play. And if something big doesn't happen like this, ooh, no. So if I don't see an end of the short term, this thing rebounding anytime soon, then I'm looking at this as a statement, as if it probably will do just what I state. And that is maybe make a play down towards this 20 level. And then we'd be looking, okay, will this be a key level of support? Question mark when it gets to that. And I do realize myself, which is why I'm a big holder of precious metals, journey and destination. The destination, I know, is going to be a win for the precious metals over that of fiat currencies. And probably a dynamic, explosive win at that. The journey to get there, where we turn left and right, and what pit stop and where we have luncheon type of thing, and how long you want to take to do it, that I don't know. So all these little moves on the way there, those things are going to happen. That's why if I see, oh, it goes down to like 1875 or 1925 or something, okay, market's doing what it's doing. Again, I know eventually it's going to be going back higher. And I've been buying a decent amount lately, and I'd be looking, okay, and I probably can. Will I be looking to buy more precious metals, given that we have lower prices? And that's what a lot of it's going to come down to, because that's going to open up a lot of gates for people that have been waiting for these prices, especially since these things have been showing the breakouts from the start of the Northern Hemisphere summer. Let's cross on to next with that of Palladium, something I haven't shown in a long time. And key high, key low, and it's been extremely choppy within the retracement from the February 28th highs and the March 16th lows. So like a 2.5 week time span. And since that point, with everything in there, the price it's made this high, and it's been retesting it for quite some time recently, and just now looking to break that point out. It's been making a lot of these now what's been higher lows for the most part, with a little bit of this interesting extra push to the last one, because you established this low on the 18th of such, and it looked like this thing was going to fail. And that's why I mentioned with like the whole gold and silver thing. If you have this quick thing come in and fail, oh my, that could be very interesting. That's what I'm starting to see here with the Palladium, that exactly just might be the case for what's going on. It's been doing very well within this 18 average of highs for quite some time. It got up to it on the July session of July week, of course, and several periods just hanging in there. A chance to break it here, not quite so much. Same thing here. And then this quick move to the 18 lows, and then just to bring it back. To me, this is just a beautiful pattern as I'm looking at this. And as far as what went on today, the whole like 645 and all that type of stuff. Yeah, look at this. A little bit different on the Palladium side of things. And next up, that of BTC or Bitcoin. And amongst it, nice little showing strength on the 18 average of highs. And this is where it gets very, very interesting. That's a huge day on November the 5th. To be able to break it like it did after showing all of this, then hold it on the 6th. Correct back down to the 18 of highs, not quite, but close to where we came from. And then rally, and then it's now selling off. So it's just a little bit of sideways consolidation in here. You got to think within the hour, and that's pretty much exactly what it is. And a little choppy because you break this high just like a few periods ago at like 6 in the morning. Oh, 6:45, yeah. And then these lows, two areas established. One, you had the lows at 15,300, and then the established low here at 15,160 at the 3-hour stamp today. So higher high, break both of those lows, thus we've now got a lower low. So we're looking to test this low, and we've kind of have. It could go lower. That's 14,936. We went down to 14,949, but more importantly, it gets these lows in here, which would be a range of 14,300. So here we have this thing rallying up to 655, and maybe if the whole news didn't come out, it would have just been whatever. But how much of this happens to deal with the news? Volume is in play, so you'd have to think, yeah, a decent of it is people, whatever, selling this off. I've been thinking more and more, and I'm more convinced over the last couple of weeks, and this does nothing to change what I'm convinced upon. What I thought was going to be the case for what has now been years even, but definitely many months, which is the likelihood of a significant leg higher for Bitcoin, which means a break north of 20,000, at least 40, 50, 60 area as a low area, which it should go to. And who knows how much higher, 80, 100, 120, 160. Don't know after that. As I mentioned with silver, I truly believe journey versus destination, that I believe the final destination is a grand slam dunk, awesome victory for that of silver. I don't know what that case will be for Bitcoin. In fact, my prediction for the long term on Bitcoin is not good. However, short term, and short term is more intermediate term, really. Long term, even for some people, over the next couple 3 years, I think we can see this thing go up to 30, 40, 60, 80, 100,000 plus. I think a big problem for Bitcoin to me would be the fee. I mean, a lot of it's going to be the cost of just running this thing too, but the fees as far as transferring Bitcoin, and at the times you would see 50, 60, 80,000 Bitcoin. It ain't going to be fun how much it's going to cost you to send. And then you go ahead, right now it cost me this much at 15,000. I'm just going to times it by 5 for a 75,000 price. No, it'll be more than 5 times higher at some of the key times, because back in here, the price of sending Bitcoin got to like 100 even. And I think it's one of the big problems I think it's going to have. But as far as a trader's concerned, I'm pretty as close to myself as 100% as I think it can be that this thing is going to have, I mean, I guess a major unforeseen black swan and would have to be the thing, and throwing that out aside, I think that's almost for me 100% likely that it's going to do it. That just doesn't, and the silver to me is also at that, which is why I've come up with the idea of you have a safe, it's can't be open for 2 years, 5 years type of an idea. What would you put in there? You could put cash in there. You can put Bitcoin and any altcoin private keys that are funded and nobody can enter, and they won't. And you look back in 5 years or whatever, you go on the internet, you put the keys in. If you had, say, 10 Bitcoin in there, you still have 10 Bitcoin on it. That ain't going to change. You have, like, say, a bunch of stacks of those bricks of $100 and $100 bills and $20 bills or whatnot. We'll say hundreds. Oh, they're still there. Whether people will accept them and how much, I don't know. And then, of course, as your silver or gold bullion you put in there, you know what? They'd be in there too as well. See, silver and gold to me is the one that I believe is that safe, long-term, I can hold my breath and feel good about. Bitcoin, again, I feel like Like, what's going to happen 2, 4, 6, 8, 16 months? It ain't going in debt, nothing. I mean, it could, but it's more likely, I think, that the New York Jets score it. Okay, I don't think Bitcoin is going to go to nothing anytime soon. The Jets in football suck, by the way, and they're playing the New England Patriots tonight. Not a game I'm excited to watch. I'm thinking about doing a fantasy football video later just for something to do. Probably because my video doesn't get too many views and I can just do whatever on it. Alrighty, but I got not much more else to say about that because my video's done. Bye-bye.